Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Tandemkross Halo charging ring. Tandemkross has so many great products, and this one I'm really looking forward to reviewing. Now, I happen to have a Browning Buckmark. This is safety checked. And one of the things, and there are very few things, that I don't like about this firearm is how hard it is to chamber the first round out of your magazine, because not only are you fighting the recoil spring, but you're also fighting that spring for your firing pin on that first chambering of the round out of your magazine. Now you can see there are some grooves here that Browning put on here to help you get a good purchase on the back of that slide. But if you're a junior shooter or an older shooter, someone with arthritic hands, or if your hands are wet, you might have some trouble even getting a grip of this. So what Tandemkross has done is they made this charging ring that they call the Halo charging ring that you can just sort of screw right onto the back. It's easy to install, which we'll do here in a moment, where now you could just stick your finger in there and pull it and life is good. Tandemkross has a lot of great products. You should go to tandemkross.com and just check it out, because they don't just make this for the Browning Buckmark, but that's what this video is all about. So I'm going to be focusing on this particular one. I went ahead and placed a link below to this item on the Tandemkross website. I also put a link to Amazon. Now right now on Amazon it's selling for over $50. However, on the Tandemkross website they have this on sale for, wait for it, $35. You better get it quick. Really good price. Now, up front with you, Tandemkross did send me this unit for review. For the purposes of this review, so just putting that out there so you know they did not pay me any money to get this a good review. We'll be totally honest, like always. Before we go any further, we'll go ahead and safety check this on camera just once. Remove the magazine, and we'll go ahead and pull back the slide, which like I said, it's a little hard there, as you can see there, but we'll lock back the slide, and you can see we have nothing in the chamber. It's always good to, you know, tactilely stick your finger in there and make sure that it is, especially a low light situation. So we are safety checked. Go ahead and set this aside and take a look at what we get from Tandemkross. If you do order this, you get this baggie, which I already opened, and inside there you get the charging ring. Go ahead and leave the logo up front there. And what else do we get? We get two screws right here. Whoops, get over here. And you get this Allen key. Some of you may be concerned of the added weight, that you're putting something else on your firearm and it's changing the weight. So we could go ahead and take a look and see what it does weigh. Go ahead and wait for the scale to go 0, and we'll pop this on there. Take a look. And it's 0.62 ounces. So pretty lightweight. It's made of a very lightweight aircraft grade aluminum. And it just looks nice and sleek. I do like the look of it, and I can't wait to try it on my Buckmark. And it's staying on here. This is going to be like a race gun by the time I get done putting all this cool stuff that Tandemkross has sent me. So, here you have your slide. It's locked back, which is what you do after you safety check it, and you just sort of slide this on into the first set of grooves. So let me go ahead and make sure we're in camera view. So you see this back one here, this groove on the back. All you're going to do is just slide that on there, just like that. See? Very simple. It's made to fit perfect. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that this doesn't extend over the top of the bottom. You want this exactly even with your slide. Let's go ahead and take a look on the other side. See how that looks? See how cool that looks? Now, we have to screw it. So what you're going to do is they included these two screws, and you can see they're Allen screws that are pretty long, and it could be a good idea. I would almost recommend it if you're going to try to make this a permanent addition, is to maybe use some Loctite. You know, blue or red, depending if you want to make it more temporary or more permanent. It's up to you. Again, we want to make sure that it is lined up. Just sort of hand tighten it. We'll turn it over. Get this in the other guy here. Allen key that was provided. Nice and simple. I love products like this that are extremely useful but also very easy to install. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that this is lined up nice, and we'll just give it sort of a quarter of a turn there. Turn it over and give it another, you know, get it seated there and give it a quarter of a turn. And then you're just going to go ahead and evenly just tighten it down. Don't go crazy. You know, it is, you know, holding on there. You just basically want to keep it from sliding on and off. Again, some Loctite would be good. And you can see how this screw did get a little loose when I tightened the other one. So you tighten one, the other one's going to get a little bit loose. So you can just sort of go back and forth until they're both tight and it's secure and it's even. So let's go ahead and release the slide. Now again, most people will, fingers off the trigger, just sort of hit this release and let the slide slam home. You're not supposed to do that with this particular firearm. Just pull back on this and it will drop the slide lock. Just watch, see how that drops? And you should just let it go just like that. You don't want to walk it because that could keep it from you know, around from feeding. Just a couple tips there. So just make sure everything still is lined up real good. And again, just look how much easier that is. You just have, you know, positive control over that slide. It works so well. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and just make sure it works with a round. I'm going to go ahead and take a whoops, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and take a dummy round here. Just sort of our snap cat, some people will call it, because it's not good to dry fire this, but I want to go ahead and send the firing pin forward so we can pull this back and see how it feels, worst case scenario. And because this is one of them magazine safety deals here, you got to have the magazine in there. We'll go ahead and fire that. Okay, so now when I pull back on this, not only am I fighting the recoil spring, but I'm having to also pull back the firing pin and fighting that spring, and that's where it's really tough on this firearm with just this. And look at that. That is just awesome. So much easier. So much easier. Now another thing that I recommend is once you're done with this and you go to the firing range, what you want to do is after a couple of shots make sure it's still tight, because we know how when you add accessories and you go out and fire for the first time and you get all that shock, things tend to get loose that you thought were secure and tight. So make sure you bring the included Allen wrench and just make sure everything's good to go. Again, use Loctite, save yourself some heartache. But man, that looks just nice, don't it? I think it really does add to the aesthetics of the firearm. And again, they make this for some other firearms also. I know, how did I get a hair up there? I know they make one for a Smith & Wesson Victory, I believe it is. And they have another thing, it's for the Ruger Mark 3, 2, or whatever, but it's not quite a ring. It's something else that you can put back there to help with charging of your firearm. But great products. I think this is number 2 of my Tandemkross products, made in the USA, by the way. The next video is going to be, sorry about the close-up of my mug, I'm going to be adding this trigger. So one of the things I really hate about this, and I know some people will like it, because it's sort of one of the things about the Browning Buckmark is this gold trigger. I think it looks out of place. It looks like a sore thumb. So I'm sort of looking forward to, just for the aesthetics, let alone all the other benefits of a flat trigger. We'll be putting that on there. So, and that one's going to be a little more complex because things could go flying everywhere. So I got to make sure I get a lot of sleep before that one. So fingers down the trigger. All right, so highly recommended. I don't see any negatives on this one. I'm sorry, but it's an awesome product, and I highly recommend it. Right now on sale, $35. Link is below, right to the Tandemkross website. If you must get it on Amazon for some reason, you want to pay more, but for whatever reason, it's like $50 right now plus $5.33 shipping. I'll put the link, and just go to tandemkross.com and check out all their other great products made in the USA. Yay! Alright, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day or evening. Take care. Bye.